Welcome to our dog reactivity training guide. Have you ever wondered, why is my dog reactive or especially reactive to other dogs? Well, look, you're not alone, and today we'll be looking into understanding the causes of reactive dog behavior. There are three main causes of dog reactivity. They're genetics, learned behavior, and the dog's relationship with the owner. Genetics are the most overlooked factor in what causes reactivity in dogs. Just like you and I, dogs are born with their own unique character and temperament. Dogs aren't born reactive, but their genetics can make them susceptible to learning that behavior. Most people attribute their dog's reactive behavior to a certain traumatic event in the dog's life. This is true, but how your dog learns, how susceptible they are to life events, or how quickly they recover from them is down to genetics. That's why recognizing potential genetic frailties in our dogs and controlling how they experience life is so important. An example of this would be socializing your puppy or dog in a manner that's empathetic to its needs. And in our third video of this series, we will be covering how to socialize your dog or puppy correctly. So the second main cause of reactivity in dogs is learned behavior. And as we've just mentioned, dogs aren't born reactive, they learn to be reactive. How quickly and what levels it reaches are dependent on the dog's genetics and its life experiences. Our experience is that dog reactivity isn't the result of one particular traumatic life event, but rather a series of incremental ones that causes the behavior. From the moment dogs are born, they are learning 24/7, and they've got limited tools to control that process. People like to think dogs are super communicators in terms of body language, but the reality is they've only got three ways to communicate. Dogs communicate with noise, spatial pressure, and force. In terms of noise, growling, barking, shrieking, or combinations of all of those. Spatial pressure, another way they communicate, lunging at, charging at, chasing, or even running away from, is a use of space. The third way dogs communicate is force, so obviously biting, or physical pressure, so physical pressure, throwing their weight around, charging into, etc. When faced with the pressures that life presents, dogs, especially young ones, quickly learn that force, noise, spatial pressure, or a combination of all three make the things they're frightened of go away, or indeed they're taken away from the things they're frightened of. It's human nature after significant or traumatic life events for us to consider how we dealt with them and perhaps adjust how we respond to a similar event in future. Dogs simply don't process information like that or like humans. If dogs find something that works for them, then they'll keep using it. And whether we perceive their behavior as antisocial or not, dogs will keep repeating patterns of behavior that work for them. This behavior over time, if left unchecked, unchallenged, untrained, will form a muscle memory. And if at some point in future that pattern of behavior, that muscle memory doesn't work, they won't abandon it, they'll just take it to more extreme levels to see if it works. How you guide your dog is key to either preventing or successfully training reactivity, which leads us on nicely to the third main cause of reactivity in dogs, and that's relationships. This isn't me or us placing the blame at your door if you own a reactive dog. Prevention is obviously better than the cure, and a lot of the advice and guidance on socialization online or other platforms is actually counterproductive. This online advice encourages situations that are convenient, easy, and make us as humans feel good, but they actually have little understanding of how they affect and influence dogs' behavior. Dogs are not children, but the place they hold within our social family groups is akin to that, which is why we talk a lot about parental leadership as a style of dog training. Good parents are very careful to shape and mould their child's development. As children, we have restrictions and controls placed on our exposure to life in accordance with our age and character. This keeps us safe without stifling our ability to learn and develop. It's exactly this style of leadership, relationship with your dog, that promotes confidence whilst reducing the anxiety and stress that promotes reactivity. So there you have it. Those are the three main reasons why your dog is reactive. In the next video, we'll be covering the different types of reactivity. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, hit the like button, and if you don't want to miss future content, please subscribe.